Massive news for all you cutlery fans out there. The fork was very nearly outlawed in medieval Europe because it was seen as an instrument of Satan. Yes, I know you've all been waiting for the fork episode to drop, so here we go. Also, I'm super shiny from a new sunscreen that I have, and I can just about see my own reflection in my forehead, and that's about to piss me off. Anyway, let me take you back, alright? We're heading all the way back to the Christian European Middle Ages, okay? And eating with a fork at this time is seen as a sinful affront to God. The reason being that God has already given you 10 natural forks on each of your hands with which to eat your food. So naturally, using an artificial implement to get food into your mouth is seen as insulting his divine design of a human being. Now, the smartest and hottest of you will have already figured out that we are also rocking with a bit of a parallel between a regular fork and the pitchfork of Satan. Medieval artists had been drawing Satan with a pitchfork for many centuries now, so lots of people would already be kind of drawing the parallel between the fork and going to hell. And yet another devastating blow is dealt to the fork community in 1004 when a Byzantine princess marries the son of a Doge of Venice. The story goes that our girl sat down at her first Italian banquet, and instead of using her fingers like all of the civilized people around her, this baddie pulls out a golden fork and uses it instead. Spoiler alert, everybody really hates this. The Italians are not happy with our girl at all, and unfortunately she dies 2 years later of the plague. And you better believe that those wacky Italian clergymen are very quick to categorize her death as some sort of divine smiting by God that was brought down on her by her fork-induced vanity. Mamma mia. And people continue feeling weird and really upset by forks until well into the 1600s. People use them, but sometimes they feel so guilty for doing so that they need to pay the church to absolve them of the sin. This weird fork prejudice made it all the way up the chain with Queen Elizabeth I here. She too owned many a fork, but just wasn't fucking with them like that. Although, to be fair, in her case, it was more because she considered using a fork to be uncouth. Now, obviously, eventually the fork makes it into popular use. This happens in about the 1700s in Europe. In fact, it takes America until after the Revolution to fully adopt the fork. But guys, let's not get into that, okay? There's no time to get into that. So I know the question that is on your mind, and of course I'm going to ask it. That question is, what the fork were they doing? I made it through the whole video and that was the only pun, okay? Leave me alone. Follow me for more fork content.